Here to answer that, Dr. Kevin Clark Gilliland. Welcome, Dr. Gilliland. We have known each other since we were teenagers. There were, I guess, certain peer pressures then, I suppose. I don't remember them. Maybe you do. We did not grow up with social media. And even now, you and I don't use it. What words of caution do you have for young people and their parents on social media?
Yeah, it's a tool, but I struggle to even call it a tool anymore because it is so powerful and it's deceptive. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just we don't realize all it is a pattern-making machine. And it's following our lead, and we don't realize we're leading. And so it keeps pushing information. It gives us a feel that it understands us and in these odd ways feels kind of human-like, but it's designed to do that because what it's seeking is engagement, because engagement is revenue. And that is literally the opposite of learning. It's the opposite of good teachers, good coaches, and good parents. And we just have to be aware of it because we're leading and we're not aware of that fact, and it's critical.
All right, two-part question for you. What drives people to care what others who don't know them think about them? And what drives people to be gratuitously cruel to others?
Okay, well, I'm glad we'll summarize that small subject here in the next 60 seconds. Look, there are times, it's a normal human emotion when we're struggling or stepping into something that's new and uncertain. It is helpful to have people that understand where we're coming from. But we want more than just understanding and connecting. What we want is to make better decisions, to see broader. Whether we realize it or not, that's a lot of what we're seeking, but we're also seeking some sense of normalcy. Now, the cruelty piece, that we've studied socially for decades. What we know about cruelty and cruel behavior is that humans don't do well with anonymity. We just don't. It honestly can bring out the worst in us. And what we see with AI and online, again, it's just seeking engagement, and cruelty and meanness and those what we would assign to some negative emotions, those travel faster online than anything. And it's not just the algorithms, it's us humans that are pushing them. And we've known that for a while. There were some researchers at MIT, God, this was 7 years ago, noticed that we humans were pushing negativity. Now, online, it gets rewarded. We get more likes, we get followers, and we're rewarded. And that means revenue and dollars. And that is a really toxic mix.
It kind of reminds me of that old story, The Ring of Gyges, where you put on the ring and become invisible and you do awful things that you would never do if you were visible. But we're not going to talk about the Greeks for a second. I'm going to ask you about something else on my mind. Conspiracy theories abound. Hang on a second. I think I felt something. I think the Earth is round, after all. Or was that Elvis practicing with Jimi Hendrix in their new band? Honestly, what part of our brain discards the rational in pursuit of the conspiratorial?
You know, it's an interesting thing. As much as we travel, and with current planes, you'd have thought we'd have gotten to the edge. So I don't know how far flat goes, but come on. So again, I want to go back to, it's a learning system. All AI and technology, and that's not bad, but we're leading. Well, what we don't realize is it picks up subtle cues in the words we use, the searches we use, and if we don't correct it, we're going to sail off the edge of the earth. And what we've done, and we don't know it with conspiracies, is we've turned down an information cul-de-sac. And if you don't realize you're in an information cul-de-sac, you're in trouble. And that's what technology is doing. It's trying to help us, and we don't realize we're the ones that are feeding it the information that narrows our understanding and learning. And it does it in a way that repeats itself, which makes adolescents vulnerable. They think if it's repeated, it's true. Not true. And we're not thinking broadly, and we don't realize it. It's narrowed our information. You're in a cul-de-sac, man. Get out.
That's a great analogy, an information cul-de-sac. Dr. Kevin Clark Gilliland, what a great way to say goodbye to 1 year. It's hard to believe I've known you for 40-something years, but you get more handsome every year. Happy New Year to you and Ann. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.
Harold Watson Gowdy III, you have had a wonderful year. I enjoy watching you do what you do. Tell your family I send my best regards.
Yes, sir, I will. Dr. Kevin Clark Gilliland. God bless you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.